Greetings, greetings, greetings. Hope everyone is enjoying the day wherever you are. Um, just some thought, kind of like continuing where this story about the events that are coming together. Now, if I listen to their all the people who have inputs to this story, see it happening, and they are focused on their place in it. Either they are directing it, they are helping to put it into place, or they are participating in it in many other different ways. Like the poor, they are complaining about it. The very poor, the poorest people, they just deal with it. And in many cases, they find some substance or, well, substance, because the brain produces chemicals that will block certain information, just like the chemicals you can buy to do it. They go to a psychologist and complain about feeling depressed, and he will give them something that depresses them further. Now, listen to me now. Depresses them further, takes away, it attacks the senses to keep those senses so docile that that person can hardly recognize what is happening around them. They call them drugs, and some of those drugs are the most expensive commodities on the planet. People will spend thousands of dollars per month, more than their mortgage or rent, for these drugs. But you have those extremely poor people who are out. Then you have the people who are just can't say put in the food that is necessary on the table because they have to decide between food and rent, health care, and food. Mind you, they're working now. Some working one or two jobs, sometimes three. But they are participating in that. They think they have no option. They will ask you, what can I do? Those are the same people that voted into office, the person that we were talking about. Those, yes, in the last video, that person put in place to create programs that take from them everything that they work for. Not only them, but except for the 0.005% on the top. Those programs take away from everyone, including the person who is creating it. And I've seen it through my life. Find just look at what Bill Clinton has done. The so-called president they call black president. Look at what Hillary Clinton has done. Look at what Nixon did. Those are all people in our lifetime. Well, except for those people who were born after. You can still go back and see what they've done. You can you can go back and look at history and see what they've done. So you have the ability in your lifetime to see. Yeah, videos all over the place of these events. Anyway, you have the people who are at the top. They'll call them managers or presidents or vice presidents or CEOs. They're being paid excessively for the job that they're doing, which is to keep the 80%, 90% of the earth population in some form of misery, fighting with each other, so that 0.005% on the top have the power. You see these things happening every day. I mean, like you see the sun come up, and I've heard people complain about the sunshine. In the summer, they complain, when's the winter going to get here? And the same people who I see in the winter, they put on 3 layers of clothes, complain about having to drive through the snow. So their whole life is manipulated, so they are constantly complaining about something and don't see it. They don't see themselves. It's like they don't see themselves doing, you know. I've watched people buy new cars every year, every 3 years, every 5 years. And then in the elderly years, when they get to 50 or 60, end up homeless. Why am I saying these things? Because we walk this road in life. We see the neighbor's house every day. Some of us never see the neighbor. And when we see the neighbor, if you're living in Arlington Heights, you wonder, why is this guy living here? He doesn't make enough money as I do, as much money as I do. His skin color is not like mine. They call the police for you. The police look at your car, you drive out of your neighborhood. Why are you driving through this neighborhood? You don't belong here. You see all these things. remember a story about this one woman who is famous throughout the world. She went to Paris, walked into this expensive boutique to buy a bag, and people said, we don't sell you bags. People don't belong here. And she started complaining. She came back to black people and started complaining about how she got mistreated and it's now racist. The funny thing is, the other black people were complaining, and she would get on her bully pulpit and tell them that doesn't exist. She bring on guests that, you know, want to persuade black people that it's not. When I say black people, I mean people with black skin. But you see these things, and then we look at this person and revere that person instead of seeing that the person has no values, don't care about you, but you are wishing that you become like them. This is like the people of Nigeria and Ghana, all the rest of Africa, who don't take out the trash that run the country because in their mind there's a one small chance that they will one day get into that position and be able to do the same thing that that person is doing and live like a king. But most die before they get to that stage. They don't even die starving because they voted these people in. We see it, experience it, and do nothing about it until the war comes. And there are some majority of the people you will see will leave their homes, their farms, everything, and rush to the place where they think they can be protected. And usually it's the same people who started the war that they go to for help. And they know what these people have been doing because they've been doing it for generations, decades. They did it to their fathers, grandfathers. Portuguese been doing what they're doing today for 600 years. The Spanish, the French, the German, the Italian, been doing it for what, more than 600 years. Know the history. You know where these things began. In the case of the Africans, history is something tribal. You know what happens in the village. So when the white man comes to the village, it's a celebration because he don't even care about what the white man does to the village next door or, or the other side of his country. This man is in his village. And if he can get some money from that man, he will do anything at all for that man. Even kill his brother, sister, his father, his mother. People will say, no, 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 no. You look at what's going on in Cameroon, Congo, Ethiopia, South Africa. You look at what's going on in the Sahel. People who call themselves the Tuareg. Uh, their history from Egypt to today. In the name of France, trained by Israel, destroying Africa. Now, when all of these things that I'm talking about, the wars, the economics, the, the drugs now, the medical, when all of them come together, all of these, and one morning you wake up and they're at your house and you can't be distracted anymore. It's the same thing happening throughout the world now. So, a news report the other day, a couple of days ago, this American military commander was saying we are trying our best to suppress the Houthis, but we can't do it. Imagine that. America saying that we're unable to get what we have to do done. Tell me when you heard America say that in the past. Carpet bombed areas of the world, but today don't have the weapons to do it because why? You know why? You've been paying attention all this time. You see it happening, but now it's coming to your door. The cost of living in America, in England, France, Germany, the cost of living now, not what you call inflation and high prices. The cost, what it costs you to survive every day, is destroying those people who once were destroying other people. When the man gets backed in the corner, when an animal, any animal, lion, tiger, when he's cornered, whatever's in front of him, he's gonna strike it. And in this case, it's war. If we bomb the whole planet and 10% of us survive, we'll still rule the world. That is what we're moving toward. people sat down and came to this conclusion. And it's not the first time, as I told you before. They have done this already. But the same plan, expecting to come out ahead again. History repeats because we don't pay attention, keep alert, and keep these things from happening when we see them beginning. Hope you having a great day. Peace.